Well, the embattled chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure, has made it unequivocally clear that the NLC does not hold any ownership of the Labour Party. Speaking in Asaba, the Delta State capital, Abure says the NLC is being manipulated by influential individuals to sow discord and destabilize the Labour Party. He's asking the government to step in and intervene to prevent what he perceives as a potential national crisis brewing from the ensuing tension. He says such actions against the opposition party could have far-reaching consequences if left unchecked. Abure firmly denied any plans for a secret national convention while stressing the importance of transparency and adherence to democratic processes within the party. He also advised the NLC to redirect its focus towards advocating improved living conditions for Nigerian workers rather than being politicized or engaging in internal power struggles.
Since 2014, the NLC has been on this mission to destroy the party. I must say clearly that whenever the party is on the path of making progress and success, the Nigeria Labour Congress will always come up to draw the party back. When I took over the leadership of the party in 2021, I was able to bring a truce between myself and the then leadership of Ayuba Waba and Quadri Olaleye of the Trade Union Congress. And this was the unity we had that culminated in the outcome of the 2023 general election and thereafter. I call on the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation to evoke the laws of the land and bring Joe Ajero to book over the injustice, over the assassination of character that was meted out on the Labour Party today.
Well, embattled national chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure there. And then, of course, former deputy national chairman of the Labour Party, Callistus Okafor, joins me now to help us understand what's been the foundation of the Labour Party and some of the challenges we've had way up until now. Thank you so much for joining us, Callistus.
Thank you, Mr. Sambo.
I could see you laughing while Julius Abure was reading that speech. What do you make of his statement made earlier today in Delta State?
Mr. Sambo, I'm very, very happy that this is coming up now. You recall I have been here severally on this issue. But please, I want to correct that, what you called me, former deputy national chairman. Okay, yes, former deputy chairman. But by the constitution of the Labour Party, the authentic national chairman of the Labour Party, I want people to stop calling Julius Abure a national chairman. Julius Abure is not a national chairman. Julius Abure is an imposter.
How do you mean? Well, we've seen cases being taken to the court and it's been affirmed.
Good.
Although there's still another case that's going up to the Supreme Court at the moment.
That's the problem. If you recall, I've been in court from Federal High Court, Appeal Court, Supreme Court on this matter. Julius Abure, there's no constitution of any political party, nowhere in the world that an acting national secretary becomes a chairman. Nowhere in the world. You see, the problem we're having today, I would say that Chief Barrister Dan Wayang, MNI, he left with the soul of Labour Party.
That's the pioneer national chairman of the party.
Oh yes, the only chairman Labour Party has ever had. A man who brought Labour Party to where we are, to a beautiful position before this thing started happening. If you recall, immediately Dan Wayang left, and so many stories of embezzlement, this and that, under the leadership of the former national chairman, late Salam. You remember that Dan Wayang took Labour Party certificate and returned it to NLC. Now, why? Why did Dan Wayang did that? Why did he left the Labour Party? Embezzlement. But now Dan Wayang left so much money in Labour Party. Before you know it, this Abure that is saying this is an acting national secretary. Abure, you recall, Abure with me together at Stone Age Hotel, Central area here, did a special national convention that removed Salam. It breaks my heart that people who doesn't know the genesis of this problem will come to national TV and start saying things they know nothing about. Please, I want us to stop calling Julius Abure as a national chairman, because he has never been a national chairman. Labour Party constitution is very, very explicit on this. In absence of the national chairman, the deputy takes over. That brings me to correct what NLC person said here today. I listened to him. You can't model things. You said, you remember why I went to court? I went to court to challenge Julius Abure's emergence as a national chairman. My question has been, can an acting national chairman, a national secretary,
you
be
said,
a chairman? No. Why would he emerge as a national chairman on a national executive council, not on convention? Now, who is, I have everybody saying, who is the owner of Labour Party? It's very, very clear. This is...
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm going to actually.
Yes.
Who owns Labour Party? Is
Good.
it the Nigeria Labour Congress, or a combination of the Nigeria Labour Congress and TUC, or it's actually people who have a sympathy for the labor unions in Nigeria that formed it, and it belongs to them and not to the labor unions?
Okay, who owns the Labour Party? Kolawole, in his wisdom.
That's Justice Kolawole.
Justice Kolawole, in his wisdom, gave this judgment in 2018. In this judgment, he says, Labour Party registered, NLC registered Labour Party for the betterment of Nigerian workers. Though there's a caveat there that they're not the one piloting it. But they registered this party for a purpose, for the betterment of Nigerian workers. Now, you cannot, that is why in Labour Party constitution, no other person has a statutory position. It's only NLC, TUC, the president of NLC, the president of TUC, their general secretaries are statutory members of National Executive Council and National Convention, no other. Now, their Women Commission is one of the deputies, national deputies, though only on a statutory position. Now, how can you, the national secretary, deputy national secretary, before you get assistant national secretary, is also a statutory position of NLC and Labour Party. Now, how can you tell me that the stakeholder like NLC has no right to ask about what is happening in Labour Party? I take exception to that. Who could say that?
That's what Julius Abure is saying.
That's to tell you the character. I overheard him saying, I call on Honorable Minister of Justice, I call on Attorney General to call Julius Abure, to order. I have people comes here without documents. I came here with document. This is, you can see, it's a police document. It's a police recommendation of Abure's prosecution for forgery, perjury, and fraud. All this is it. This has been investigated and forwarded to the Honorable Minister.
Well, Abure was arrested, but he was later released on bail.
On bail. Then investigation was ongoing. This is the outcome of that investigation. Abure's paper is before the Attorney General. So, Attorney General, if you're listening to, if you are there listening to what Abure said, he called on you to take action. Please, sir, you need to take action on this matter, because this paper has been on your table for maybe, I don't know when, but if you look at this date, the date is
I'm saying it's 26th of October 2023.
26th of October 2023. Since then, police forwarded this case, and Abure was busy there running his mouth, saying that he called it the same man who has not prosecuted him to prosecute him.
We have to be very civil in our talk here.
Thank you.
Let's talk generally about some of the developments with the party. I know you had issues. Actually, you wanted, or you declared yourself the acting national chairman of the Labour Party, but some time ago, that was sometime last year, when Peter Obi and other leaders came into the party, and you had to be appealed to actually step down so that the Labour Party will go into the presidential election smoothly. Yes. But Now, why does it look like you still want the leadership of this party too?
You see, until the right thing is done in Labour Party, this thing will continue. There is no shortcut.
What's the right thing?
The right thing is enforcement of this judgment. This judgment, apart from declaring NLC the owner of Labour Party, this judgment in number 5 said there should be all-inclusive. When you use the word all-inclusive and expansive convention, you talk about AS Salam Group, because something led to that. You recall I told you that what brought this problem was Julius Abure stood as my acting secretary, as a deputy, who stands immediately after the national chairman. I am the authentic national chairman.
Yeah, so if after the death of Abdul Salam,
yes,
how come you didn't take over? And that's where people are asking.
That is the treacherousness of Julius Abure. That's why I said I'm going to correct what NLC person said here. You can't be saying that there's a consent judgment that's not been obeyed, and you are still referring Maria Lebeke as an acting national chairman who Julius Abure tricked and went to Edo National Executive Council to emerge as a national chairman. No. As long as this judgment stands, that means that Akwanga Convention does not exist, because this paper signed by Abure is a man who doesn't obey. He doesn't obey the law. He doesn't obey agreement. Even gentlemen agree he can't obey. This is agreement he had with the NLC. Well, this is a court judgment. He never obeyed them. And people are out there talking. People who doesn't know about
But INEC recognizes him, and INEC has been dealing with him. All the candidates he forwarded for the 2023 general elections, including the off-season elections, have all been honored by INEC.
Good. I will plead with you to call on INEC to ask you. INEC is an umpire, political party's umpire, who has every political party's constitution. The Labour Party constitution says, in absence of the national chairman, one of the deputies takes over. When there is no deputy, any of the national vice chairman, we have six national chairmen, takes over. And again, how come INEC went to Edo for a National Executive Council and Julius declared himself a national chairman and INEC recognized him? That is the problem we have in this country.
Intrigues, actually.
These are the intrigues. That's the intrigues. And again, a National Executive Council does not have any constitutional powers to make Julius Abure as an acting national secretary and a national chairman. So when people call Julius Abure a national chairman, it gets me, it gets on my brain.
But he said, and including it was within the purview of the public last year when NLC addressed him as the national chairman, and the NLC has agreed that they signed an MOU with him, but for him to just stay for 1 year and then organize an all-inclusive convention, just like Justice Kolawole ordered in 2018. So if he didn't have those powers, I mean, would he have still been in position since 2021?
See, that is the problem we have here. Like I said, have you asked yourself, how can an acting national secretary become a chairman? Not a convention. It's only in convention such thing can happen. But it was a national executive council. So this is an illegality, still going on illegality. Anything built on illegality cannot stand. That is the problem.
So, well, the convention, the forthcoming convention on March 27 is the major issue here now. Do you think that convention is not going to hold? And if you look at it, Justice Kolawole in his judgment said that there should be an all-inclusive convention. Isn't it that, in obedience to that judgment, that Julius Abure is going ahead to organize a convention?
When was this judgment given? 2018.
18 years.
Julius Abure
under Abdul Salam.
Yes, Julius Abure as of that time was with me, where Julius Abure stood as a secretary to me that removed A.S. Salam. Along the line, he betrayed me, ran to Salam. He and Salam went to Akwanga and conducted what is called convention. You see, sometimes it's not good to throw stone because you don't know who it will cut. It might be your mom, it won't be your dad. NLC supported Julius Abure when I was crying out. When I came here, I cried out. NLC supported Salam. Abure. Today, they are saying they have come back to reality. You see how things
and that's why I'm surprised, because they even passed a vote of confidence on him.
Haven't said that, Sambo. Sambo, you see, number one is that You ask who has the power to convey. I had the professor or one doctor, somebody who says from who was telling us about who called convention. He was wrong. He is not a Labour Party.
He's holding your position now. He's the deputy national chairman.
No,
of the,
these are all illegal.
Party.
Nobody has any position in Labour Party. Labour Party, our tenure finished 2018. And that's why Kola Wale gave this judgment. Said that there should be all inclusive. So are you saying that the National Working Committee of the Labour Party since 2018 have all been illegal? As long as I'm concerned, there is no legal person on that National Working Committee because this judgment has not been obeyed.
Interesting.
Having said that, Sambu, who has the power to call National Convention? Before you talk about National Convention, you talk about all stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? A few days ago, I read when the same Julius had the temerity to batch words with a National Assembly member, the Caucus chairman, Afam Ogene, who questioned what he's doing, and the same way he's getting at Abure is the same way he got at that guy. Now, who has the power to convey National Convention? National Convention can be convened by stakeholders. There will be series of meetings. NLC is a primary stakeholder of a Labour Party. They're not only the people that registered it, they are the only people who have statutory positions in Labour Party. You first consult them. You sit down with them, discuss, and then you bring the National Assembly members, former governors, former that who are still in the party. Then sit down with them, discuss. It is after all this discussion and there is a consensus. That is why an authentic national chairman will write, a chairman and secretary will write to, and their only duty here is to write to inform INEC. Our national convention is coming so date. And so place. That's his only work. But the confession proper, it's not him. It's not his sole right. It is the sole right of all the stakeholders. Then, how come our constitution said, who has the power to come to national convention? It don't bring people on the street. It don't bring your village people.
Yeah, because the accusation is that the National Convention is set to hold without world congresses.
God, I'm coming, Sambo. That's what I'm coming to tell you. How can you bring? Who are those who qualified? Who has the constitutional power to elect working committee members? The only people that has the right is elected delegates. You start from word, do congresses. The executive will merge. They will now sit to do national congresses to elect the local government officers who will in turn move to the state and elect the state officers. The state officers will now come on the day of convention with who again? Those people who the constitution has recognized as statutory, which are National Assembly members, which are as a stakeholder, as a National Assembly member on the Labour Party, queried, and you see what they did to him. Then all the National Assembly members, all the ministers, all former governors, if the president has ever been produced by Labour Party, all of them, as long as they are still members of Labour Party, they are delegates to National Convention. Now tell me, who is it that's going to elect Julius Abure as a national chairman? Who?
All right. Well, from the other side, they are saying that some of you are being sponsored to actually deprive somebody like Peter Obi of a platform in 2027.
Come on. I don't think I had His Excellency Peter Obi. Peter Obi is not a small boy like him. It's not like a small boy like him. It's not a small boy like him. Well, how can you say that? I was in court. You're aware? 23rd of December 2021, Peter Obi joined Labour Party May, June. Who could sponsor me that time? Nobody knew. Peter Obi was in PDP. Who could have sponsored me then? But the same thing I said, that is what NLC, the whole Nigerians are talking about today. So that means if I were sponsored, it means that everybody are talking, that the all Labour Party members, faithfuls that are talking today, they are all sponsored. You see, I know Julius, like I said, Julius is I don't want to, people like Dan Wayne, those who has worked for this party, National convention, the only national convention we've ever had, the last was 2014 national convention in Akure.
Okay.
That national convention, please, Sambo.
Yeah.
That national convention, everybody, when during the convention, Julius Abure was mentioned in that convention as the assistant organizing secretary.
All right.
Do you know that we don't have assistant organizing secretary in our constitution? They did that. They did that just deliberately to wave him away. Julius Abure came before me, but he was brought by National Vice Chairman Southside Bobo Atariedo. He sat down. He knelt down before me in a convention. He knelt down. That is the character of the person we're talking about.
Well,
do you know what he asked me to do?
Sambo, do you know to defend himself.
Do you know? I will, please, next time you want to bring Julius Abure, please bring me. I want Julius Abure to look at Callistus with Okafor and talk all this trash he's talking out there. Zambo, do you know what happened there?
Well, national TV, you have to be watchful with your words.
Sambo.
Yeah,
I approached
very quickly as we try
yes,
to wrap
I
up this
approached Dan
conversation.
Wayon. I said, please, Dan Wayon, please, can you give this guy an opportunity? Dan said, you don't know this guy. He used a language. I went to Salam. Salam used the same language. I pleaded. They made him an acting national deputy assistant national secretary. You remember how the Attorney General of Ondo State now, who is Kayode Ajulo, how he honorably resigned at Kogi State, Lokoja, and Abure became an acting national secretary.
Well, that's when the Labour Party was still in power.
When Labour Party,
yeah.
So what we are talking about now, the Labour Party, where somebody's running this one.
Finally, just before I let you go, what's the way forward for the Labour Party at the moment?
The way forward for Labour Party is us obeying this, bringing all stakeholders together, sit down on the table, discuss Labour Party, and come out with those who are qualified, who has the interest of Nigerian masses, the interest of Nigerian workers, who has their interests at heart. Then, when they agree, they will come together and write INEC. Like people who are saying Abure to resign. They are wrong. They're giving him so much credit. They're giving so much. Abure don't have to resign.
NLC actually asked him to resign.
No, NLC need to take their party on their hands. NLC has the power now to take their party on their hands. Do you know that in this paper, they were agreed last year that Abure will call stakeholders meeting. Abure still extended his tenure to this.
That's the MOU that
that's the MOU.
The NLC was talking about. Very quickly in 30 seconds before I let you go. Do you think that it was right for the NLC to have invaded the Labour Party National Secretariat? Because people are saying that this was a Gestapo tactics and picketing a political party secretariat is not one of the things that a labor union is supposed to do. Very quickly.
Honestly, I don't want anybody to get me right. But what I want to let you know is that...
Get you wrong,
to get me wrong. I don't want... there are some measures that need some radicalities. There's some things. You see, when you are called... Do you remember... will you agree with me that days or 2 days before Abure Ajero heard about convention, Abure was in his office to discuss with him. Abure could not tell him about convention. A stakeholder. Ajero is a stakeholder more than Abure. Ajero is a president of NLC, for crying out loud.
All right.
So nobody, you can't provoke anybody to that extent and ask him to go and sit down. What for? For somebody, an acting national secretary, who has never even been a national vice chairman. How much more coming to my position of deputy national chairman, becoming a chairman? No.
Julius Abure continues to be recognized by INEC, and of course he has been
that's the problem.
Forwarding nominations
that is
to
the,
INEC
that is the problem. That is really the problem.
Now, we must thank you so much, Callistus Okafor, for helping us to understand some of the issues going on in Nigeria's opposition party, the Labour Party, which has been facing lots of leadership crisis. And of course, you've also outlined some of the ways that we could have this crisis resolved. And you said that the 2018 judgment by the Justice Kolawole should be obeyed fully. Well, we just hope that all stakeholders in the Labour Party would take some cup of water to actually refresh themselves and see how they could reach a consensus to move the party forward.